friendly with sinners. He even eats with them. Then Jesus told them this story. If any of you has 100 sheep, and one of them gets lost, what will you do? Won't you leave the 99 in the field and go and look for and find it? And when you find it, you will be so glad that you will put it on your shoulder and carry it home. Then you will call in your friends and neighbors and say, let's celebrate, I have found my lost sheep. Jesus said, in the same way, there is more happiness in heaven because of one sinner who turns to God than over 99 good people who do not need to. One coin. Jesus told the people another story. What will a woman do if she has 10 silver coins and loses one of them? Won't she light a lamp and sweep the floor and look carefully until she finds it? Then she will call in all her friends and neighbors and say, let's celebrate. I found the coin I lost. Jesus said, in the same way, God's angels are happy when even one person turns to him.
Amen.
Amen.
I titled my message today, Lost and Found. And I think it's an appropriate term for all of us. Many years ago, the first time our young people from this church went to the National Youth Event, there was a group, well, there were just two of them. One of them was a guitarist, and he was the main vocalist, and the other one was a keyboardist. And the name of the group is Lost and Found. So I asked the vocalist, how did you ever name your group that? Lost and Found. He said, isn't that true of all of us? Aren't we always lost at some time, and then we find ourselves? I thought, oh yeah, that is a good name. So we saw this group many other occasions, and I think about them every time I read this story about the lost sheep or the lost coin, because I think it can be true of all of us. I have a kitty, and he's right there, and his name is Tyson. And when he was younger, he had a bad habit. He was to be an indoor kitty. But he decided he didn't want to be an indoor kitty, and he was always getting out. And I remember how worried I would be about him, because I don't know who he's hanging around with, right? And he would come back, and sometimes he was kind of dirty. And I remember how happy I would be when I would find him. Well, one time he got out for 48 hours. And I was frantic. I didn't think I'd ever see him again. And all of a sudden, I hear mew mew at the front door, and there he is. The next thing I did is get him to the vet, get every shot they have, and microchip him, because I wasn't going to have him lost again. But I can see that Jesus made that statement about being lost and getting so excited about the sheep or the coin, or in the story of the son who kind of goes on his own way and squanders all his money and then comes back and the father gets all excited. I know if you're the other kids who are behaving themselves, you don't appreciate that. But there's something really wonderful about someone who's lost, who doesn't know their way, who's confused, who doesn't know what they're doing. They don't have a sense of direction. And then all of a sudden, aha, the light clicks on, and then they know who they are and what they need to do. And then they're found. And I know parents are really guilty of this, getting all excited about the lost sheep. Especially if you have a parent that's kind of old and maybe in a nursing home, and you're there attending to them every single day, and you're with them, and you do things with them, and the long-lost brother or sister shows up once every 6 months, and then mother gets all excited. Did you know that Bob was there to see me? And you go, that brother of mine. You get excited about him. You only grace your presence once every 6 months, and I'm here every day. Don't I count for something? But we need to see things sometimes the way God does. And God gets very, very excited when one of us who's lost gets found. And then the thing is, it's not like we're lost and then found and that's it. We get lost and found and lost and found and lost and found throughout our lives, don't we? Really? You have your midlife crisis, and you think you have everything all straightened out when you're young, and then you have your little midlife crisis. What am I doing? I'm not as young as I used to be. Now we go through these things. A lot of times when people get older and they can't do what they could do before. Oh, now I'm washed up. Oh, gee, I can't run the marathon anymore. If you ever had run the marathon. But today, when we're celebrating our little critters, if any of you ever lost them, I know what joy you experience when they return. And you think, wow, this is wonderful. Fluffy's back. I'm so excited. And we should be that excited about anyone in our lives who doesn't seem to have a direction, and then all of a sudden knows, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. This is how I want to live in God's world. Amen.
Amen.